I'm ready.
Okay.
Yay! Hello! Today I'm making banana chocolate chip muffins. I'm really excited because on Thursday I love to prep my breakfast and dessert for the weekend. Hello, I'm Roxy. This is my kitchen and let me know who's here today. I love a banana muffin and I love chocolate chips, so put them together, I feel like it's one of the most perfect desserts. I have my own recipe, but it's more of a cinnamon streusel, and I've been just really craving Preppy Kitchen's banana chocolate chip muffin. This is going to take 10 minutes to prep, so I'm just going to get started. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is line our muffin tin. I have a classic muffin tin, 12 cavities, and these foil liners. One thing about these is that if you want to microwave your muffins later, you're going to have to remove them before placing them in the microwave because they're foil. So I got that, and then I'm going to get my oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's move on to the bananas. We really want an overripe banana because it's going to be sweeter. There's 3 in this recipe. And underripe bananas are a little firm. They make the muffin a little bit chunkier, and they're not as sweet, and it'll definitely affect the amount of sweetness that you're looking for in a recipe. But this is what we have. We've been going through them probably just as quickly as we're getting them. So it's still nice and brown, and has speckles, and it looks like the ones that John was using. So I'm gonna break these up to make it easier to mash up. Let me know who's here. I wanna say hi to everybody. I like to peel the strings off. And don't worry about the black spots that are on your bananas. This way. One tip that I have is that if you have green or yellow bananas and you're just really in a pinch, like, I need banana bread, I need banana bread muffins, then don't worry about it. Just get a baking pan, put some parchment paper on it, line it with parchment paper, and then get your 3 bananas on and bake it for Bake for 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The skin will become black. Keep the skin on. The skin will become black, and let them cool completely, and then you can start this process. No problem. I have a couple of options for mashing your bananas. Forks work great. We have a potato smasher, and to make it worth it to have this, I'm gonna use this today. It's just one of those kitchen tools you get, and you're like, well, I probably could have just used a really big fork. But it's fun too, so I like it a lot. It's making it into squares first before it's mashing it. Hey Terry, Matt. But look, who has one of these at home? They really work well. And you can this is probably what takes the longest in making the banana bread. Just mashing it up, making sure you get most of the chunks out. Little chunks are fine, but just get all up in there. That's looking really good. keep going. Are you team ripe banana or unripe banana? For me personally, I love a green banana. Like, it barely ever gets a chance to get to this stage of ripeness. That's why I needed to share with you my favorite tip in getting the bananas mushy enough to use for this recipe. Thanks for everyone who's joining. So I think this is pretty good. There are some light lumps, but most of it's gone. Just gonna get all of this out of here. And then we can move on to the next part, adding the wet ingredients. So the next piece is adding an egg. Where should I put this? We're gonna add an egg. It's room temperature. Cool. It's great when it's nice and fresh. And then some butter. So this is 1/3 cup of butter, 75 grams that has been melted and then cooled back a little bit. That's what John talks about in his recipe. So I kind of follow this as well. Just get it in there. Try to save as much as possible. This has been a really busy week, let's say. So I'm really excited to be here with you today. I don't like to waste any of the butter, so let's get that in there. And then the last thing is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So again, if you were here last week or a couple of weeks ago when I started this, I really like this Nissin Massey vanilla. And it's Madagascar plus, what is that again? Mexican bourbon vanilla. So tasty. And then get a mix in. So here's what it's looking like. I have my notes here to make sure I can give you all of the tips that I've gathered along the way. So that's why I keep looking over. And I want to make sure I'm responding to, thank you, Glenn. I want to make sure I'm responding to all of your comments as well. So now I'm going to add the dry ingredients. So let's get the sifter here. So question for you, do you think muffins are a breakfast food or a dessert? I like to think it's a breakfast food. There's no frosting on it. So I have my sifter here. I have my flour, 1.5 cups, 180 grams. It's already been pre-sifted, but I never think it hurts to sift some more. So get that in there. Going to mix that up, leave a little in there. And then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I have it right here. And remember that when you're scooping flour, you want to take a spoon to scoop it into the measuring cup and level it. That's the proper way. Then we have salt, 1/2 teaspoon. I use pink salt because my mom uses it too. Himalayan pink salt. I really love the taste of it. And then John doesn't use cinnamon, but I love cinnamon. I love the complexity and the flavor that it adds. Anytime you have a chance to add cinnamon to something or a recipe calls for it, I always want to double that. And if a recipe doesn't call for it, then I will still put it in, like banana bread. It smells so good. So we got that in, just continue sifting it. Put that over there. And at this point, I'm moving over to my spatula. I think we got some nice air into there. I want to fold it in. I don't want to overmix the recipe. And as for the, I'll show you what it's looking like here. But as for the chocolate chips, I have semi-sweet chocolate chips as well as milk chocolate chips. I mean, John uses one in his recipe, but I just thought it would be really nice to have just the different bites of chocolate with each bite. I thought the flavor would taste really nice. So my oven is now preheated, which is perfect. We're just about to distribute. So when we add the chocolate chips in, it's going to continue mixing, so I just want to make sure there are no big chunks. So here's what it looks like right now. I'm just going to take something out of the oven. Give me 1 second, I'm still here. And let me show you the chocolate chips. So here are the milk chocolate chips on top, and then the darker ones, or the small ones, are the semi-sweet chocolate chips. 2 different sizes. I thought that would be really fun and just a nice flavor. Look at my new measuring cup. Pink and gold. I'm super excited about that. Oh, actually, I'm gonna just leave a few behind because I'm going to put them on top of the muffin. So this is what it's looking like right now. Don't worry, it's not too many chocolate chips. Actually, if you want to reduce the amount of sugar in this recipe, don't. Either swap it out for a sugar alternative, like a swerve, and I haven't tested this, but I've heard such great things from my other baking friends. Or you can just omit some of the chocolate if you just feel like there's too much sugar, or use a sugar-free chocolate, but don't really change the recipe. It's going to make it a little bit dry. I mean, really, sugar adds moisture to the recipe, not just sweetness to the recipe. So that's always really important to note. Now I have my scoopers. I don't know if you use ice cream scoopers for anything, but if you have these around, they're great. I'm gonna start with a smaller one, but I think, well, not I think, I know that a spoon works just fine too. Don't worry about it. I just think baking should be fun, and so, you know, when you have all of these kind of traditions with baking, I don't know, it's part of the pleasure for me. Like I said, it's been a really busy week, and just the process of being here and kind of talking through the food and smelling it and distributing it is just perfect. Again, I hope that your ovens are at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, in the future, let me know if you want me to include the recipe before we do this, because we can be baking together. Right now, it's more, I guess, a lesson. And you want to just fill these to about 2/3 of the way full, so 1.5 of these. Yum, yum, yum. Let me not lose track, accidentally put too much into one. Nuts are also really great in this. Like the same way nuts are great in a cookie or any type of bake. Muffin, I mean, you feel like it's a little healthier when you add some nuts. Walnuts, pecans would be really nice in this. Coming out really good. Let's see. Hey Kev, Filmmaker's Formula. It gets so warm in here when we're baking, when I'm baking, and I just don't, I can't even tell you how warm it is in here during the summer when it's actually hot. Today it was just a really nice day here. Yeah, I can't wait to show it to you. I'm just gonna distribute the last amount to each one. Let me just tap this. Just trying to see which ones I might not have put an even amount of batter with. And one tip, another tip that I have, if you want muffins that look like traditional muffins with that high dome that you might see at a grocery store or at a bakery, the trick to that is actually refrigerating this. So after you scoop this out, you can refrigerate it for 15 to 30 minutes. It helps with the gluten development and it makes it tighter. And then when you're prepping and preheating the oven, you just want to make sure it's 25 degrees Fahrenheit over what you have it, what you'll be baking it for the rest of the time. When you put it in there for the 5 minutes, let me find my spoon. When you put it in the oven for the first 5 minutes, leave it at that higher temperature. It releases air and a puff. With cupcakes, you don't really want that big domed effect because you want a flatter surface to put your batter on, or your, what is it called? Buttercream on. I'm like multitasking here. And I'm just, again, going to, I think it never hurts to add a few more chocolate chips. Okay. We are going to be delivering some muffins to our nieces and nephews. So here we are. How does that look? It smells really good. And so you can see all of the banana peel and stuff here too. But I'm gonna get this in the oven now. Started for 17 minutes, and let me see. Okay, I gave you the tip about ripening your banana. Something you might be wondering is how, oh, by the way, I put those in the oven for 17 minutes, and I will be showing you in a second some pre-finished ones that I just made. But these will last in an airtight container at room temperature for 3 days, and in the refrigerator for about a week in an airtight container. If you want, you can actually even freeze these and keep them in a Ziploc, airtight container, Ziploc bag, and take just one at a time out and just leave it in your fridge overnight, or just put it directly back into the oven. It's like nice and fresh and tasty. Also, Of course you can omit the chocolate chips altogether. It doesn't change the recipe. Just shave a couple minutes off of the bake time. It's awesome with swapped out berries, nuts, or raisins. And yeah, I mentioned the walnuts and pecans earlier, and so we have just a few minutes here, but let's see. What are the other? Tell me how your week is going, and then I'll think of one more tip to tell you. No, okay, no one's saying anything in the chat, but I did remember the tip. So if you want a muffin with a crispy top, decorating sugar, sparkling sugar, it's like $1.20 from Bob's Bread Mill or something like this at my grocery store. It's rather inexpensive, but before you put them in the oven, just sprinkle them. The texture, you'll see them after it bakes, but the texture will be nice and crispy. So Bob's Red Mill. And after they're done baking, you just want to leave them for 10 minutes, let them get cool, and then they're good to go. So here we have the muffins. I didn't use that technique that I was telling you for the higher dome effect. One caveat with that is that a banana bread has a lot of moisture. So it doesn't quite get as domed as a lemon muffin, lemon poppy seed muffin, or a chocolate muffin, but it's going to be so lovely still. Guess what? I'm gonna give this to my partner / cameraman to try. He's not gonna come on camera, but he is going to describe to you everything that he likes about this muffin. Smells so good. Oh, these are the chocolate chips I used.
Smells delicious.
Smells delicious.
Smells delicious. Looks delicious.
Looks delicious. Nice browning. They warm up really well. Warm them up for 15 seconds in the microwave before you're ready to eat them.
Just like a banana bread.
Just like a banana bread.
But with chocolate.
So here I'm breaking into it so that you can see what it looks like. But there's definitely a good amount of chocolate chips in here. But I think there should be chocolate with every single bite. Lots of chocolate. Do you want to just zoom in really quickly? I can just show I can hold it up so folks can see. Yeah, it's just a great disbursement of chocolate. It's a darker muffin, but tastes delicious, smells delicious. I can't wait to share it. We're going to be bringing a dozen of these over to the in-laws and share it with like the nieces and nephews. So I think the kids will definitely enjoy this. So anyways, come back every Thursday at 5:05. I really appreciate you guys making it here. I'll be baking more desserts, and soon I'll be decorating cakes and things like that. So just let me know.
What the ones you're baking?
I know, I have some that are baking, but it's 11 minutes and 42 seconds. I can, of course, stay here, hang out, and and show you what the fresh ones look like as soon as they're done. They will look exactly the same, but I mean, I'm here to stay. I don't have anything else to do. You guys can help me think about what we should be doing for dinner. Hey Theo! It's really nice to see you. I think there should be chocolate chocolate in every meal too. It's really my favorite. When people tell me, so when we were back in the office and there would be birthdays, my old manager volunteered me to make birthday cakes for people on the team. And there were a couple of people that told me that they didn't like chocolate. I'm like, how can you not like chocolate? My chocolate cake recipe is so popular in the office, followed by my vanilla cake recipe. And it's like, it really surprised me. And so that they didn't like chocolate and they didn't like cake. So I found alternatives, like bringing in pies and things like that, but it's not the same. I don't know, sometimes I feel distrustful of people that don't like chocolate. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the outside's nice and crispy on this one because I did put sugar on the outside. Let me just make sure I'm saying hi to everyone. Oh, you know a question I have? I know the answer, but what do you guys think the difference between a cupcake and a muffin is? I think I might have said it earlier. We have 9 minutes. Wish I had more to tell you about my week. Oh yeah, I can tell you about the live schedule. Every Thursday, I've decided to post. If you guys want to see certain recipes, let me know. Next week, I was gonna do a lemon loaf. It's so good. It's moist, the outside is crispy, the icing tastes like lemonade. It's so nice and bright. And I really, really love citrus things. Key lime pie, lemon meringue pie. I made my partner a lemon meringue pie for his birthday. And so I'm open for requests on these baking projects. And really, I do this every Thursday because I like to have dessert for the weekend, and it's really relaxing for me. It's super fun to hang out. And if you have any questions, totally perfect for the summer. If you have any questions, I can address them here. There's a gal that reached out to me that said that she was having troubles with frosting a cake. So I'm going to definitely be doing more around making a cake. And Theo, I do have a cookie cake coming out that is decorated as Cookie Monster. So I'm really excited to be sharing that. The cake itself is super delicious. It's like buttery, and I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, what else am I going to do? Confetti funfetti sprinkle mini bundt cakes, a chocolate cupcake, what else do I have on? A coffee cake. So a couple of weeks ago I made a coffee cake, but this time it includes coffee in it, and I just actually made that and ate so many slices of it. I was worried that I wouldn't have any to photograph. But it was super good, so I'm going to have that too. And also, if you're local, ping me, because the next day I can bring some of the recipe, because I'm making a bunch of it, and I love sharing. I can drop it off in a social distance way. Oh no. 6 minutes. Oh, there's 7 people on here. Who else is on here? Filmmakers Formula, Terry, Theo, Gwen, Matt. I love having this crowd. It's just like nice to be here with you guys. Let me check this. I feel like I should have added even more chocolate chips to it. I can't eat this yet because I need to have room for dinner. What were some of the other recipes that I was going to include? Oh, lemon poppy seed muffin. I just made a gluten-free and a regular batch of those, and they're so good. I don't know the last time I've had it, but I really needed it. Again, anything citrus, lemon, yummy. No one's asking any questions. Oh, it's so warm in here. My face is on fire. It's not done yet. The difference between a banana bread muffin and a banana bread, there is no difference. Actually, what I brought these to show you that a lot of the times, I don't know, maybe I just get bored of formats or I just like to shop too much, but you can put the same exact recipe into loaves and call them banana bread. Whether it's a larger one or these tiny ones, they fit perfectly. And I can't remember off the top of my head how long to bake them for in these, but I will leave it in the description later after. I just have to check my notes, but I will leave it in the description later after the video. Once we have the replay, I will leave it. I'll leave it for a larger 9x5 and then 4 of these little mini ones, but this size is great too. I guess this is more the portion that I would eat in one sitting anyways of any loaf or bread. Thanks for bringing that up. I totally have this here. I feel like I should say goodbye. It's like 3 more minutes. I know you love anything small, right? It's just super cute. I'm looking at my notes. I should just write more notes. It's funny because I try to be as concise as possible in this. So I do pare down things and just want to leave the most essential notes, but I don't know if it's high in potassium. I know it has bananas. Yeah, I'm really glad you joined. Isn't it, let's Google this. Maybe not right now, but isn't it more important to have magnesium than it is potassium? I don't know. For muscle health? You know, my cameraman's not paying attention to me. Look,